警察在街上拦住了一名疯女人，不料竟发现她的肛门在流血，显然是被侵犯了。随后专案组的警察就接手了这个案件。可是真娜记不清昨晚发生了什么，只记得去喝了一杯。而就在警察还想继续询问时，她的丈夫得到消息赶到了。不料刚见面，真娜竟大喊我被强奸了，这一下就把丈夫整懵了。见状，警察赶紧先将男人带了出去，在安抚了他的情绪后，又开始审问了起来。而丈夫声称是因为照顾孩子的原因，真娜产生了压力，就会经常去酒吧放松，但一般第2天就恢复了。没想到这次竟会发生这种事。而与此同时，真娜刚才的举动也引起了警方的注意，甚至怀疑她是有了婚外情，担心被识破才谎称强奸的。但真娜当即否认了，坚称自己遭到了侵犯。既然这样，那警察就让她老实交代。而眼见事已至此，真娜也好似想起了一些事，坦白昨晚在酒吧遇到了一个陌生男人，然后我们就去开房了。
He hurt me. I said no. He forced himself inside me from behind.
Let's do a rape kit and go from there.
真娜点头同意了，却不料她并没有完全说实话。而为了找出那个强奸犯，警察来到了昨晚的酒吧调查，结果酒保一眼就认出了真娜。接着在俩人的询问下，交代昨晚有个人渣替他付了酒钱，并痛快地提供了那人的信息。就这样，通过酒吧账单，警察找到了付账人广坤。可当听说真娜被性侵后，他否认是自己干的，但警察岂会轻易相信？哪知广坤竟反驳真娜是个无耻的妓女，而这立马引起了警方的兴趣，赶紧让他详细说说是咋回事。
Okay, this woman, Barbie, comes on to me, asking if I want a date. I get a room, lay out 500, we go at it. And she starts crying. I'm being too rough. I told her that's what I'm paying for. So, yeah, she's a prostitute. Did you forget to mention that detail?
没想到居然还有这种反转，于是带着疑惑，警察又找上了真娜。首先出示了广坤的照片，等真娜确认他就是强奸犯后，警察就将广坤的口供说给了他听，问是不是真的。而眼见事已至此，真娜只能承认了，可却称有内情。
About a year ago, I was at a bar. This guy hit on me. I went for it. And when we were done, he just left like $200 in the dresser, and I was shocked. And then I was thrilled. I guess I got hooked. Is this something you do often? Once in a while. I know it's wrong.
可警察不关心他的私生活，只想知道真相。但真奈仍是坚称这次是被强奸了，因为我根本没拿钱，而是直接跑掉了。谁知这时丈夫突然走了出来，见状警察还想帮忙遮掩，不料丈夫却语出惊人，竟督促妻子赶紧说出全部真相。没想到居然还有秘密。随后丈夫坦白，真娜其实是撑杆跳世界纪录保持者，本来能参加本届奥运会的，却因为一个技术细节而没入选国家队。
4 years from now in Tokyo, I'm the front runner for gold. So, I mean, the training, the marketing, it's already started. But if any of this about my personal life goes public, I lose everything.
没想到会是这样，还真是一个棘手的问题。而因为真奈又不想追究了，整的检察官也没办法起诉。可警察绝不想放过强奸犯，他们推测广坤肯定不止一次侵犯过妓女，所以决定去查映照中介，找相同作案手法的报告。结果很快就找到了一些认识广坤的女郎，她们证实广坤喜欢粗暴。
Hitting, slapping. The more you said no, the more he liked it.
You call the police?
Cops? Why?
Because he raped you.
No such thing in this line of work.
不过也有人愿意出庭作证，他恨广坤那个混蛋，因为广坤花钱后就为所欲为，害得他流了好多天血。最终警方找到了10几名被广坤强奸过的映照女郎，可只有1人愿意出庭作证。但问题是他已接受了广坤的经济补偿，所以检察官不认为他的证言很牢靠，结果最后还得需要真娜指证最保险。然而他不配合仍是个大问题。不过好在不久后，警察找到了不用真娜出庭的方式，他们查了真娜的手机，发现那晚他与一个人通话了17分钟，而通过追踪电话号码发现对方是著名的体育经纪人，因此推测真娜可能把事情告诉了经纪人，所以只要他指证也是可以的。随后为了验证猜想，警察来找到了经纪人，起初他还含糊其辞，试图隐瞒那晚的通话内容，因为一旦这事公开，他将不能再从真娜身上赚钱了。但警察当即言明了强奸案，经纪人这才不得不承认那晚真娜确实和自己说过这事，随后也愿意作证，真娜曾告诉自己她被强奸了，而这让真娜很是意想不到，因为经纪人曾告诉她不要说出去的，那样会损害她的形象。可警察并没有骗她，谁知就在这时，真娜突然收了经纪人的信息，终于明白她为什么愿意作证了，原来竟是经纪人和她解约了。这也意味着一切都完了，真娜的代言赞助和职业生涯全完了。不料警察则趁热打铁，说服她出庭作证，而眼见自己想保全的都没了，真娜一咬牙也就同意了。她是要把广坤送进监狱，就这样很快就开庭了。首先真娜作证那晚并没有主动引诱广坤，我只是在吧台喝酒，然后他就开始和我调情。我当时感觉挺好的，因为我喜欢有男性注意到我，单纯作为女性而言，我喜欢那种关注。
We got a room.
Okay. Did you tell him that he had to pay you to have sex with you?
No, he just assumed that was the deal, and I went along with it.
So you got a room. What happened next?
We started having sex, then he started getting rough. He started hitting me. I told him no, that I wanted him to stop. And that made him more aggressive. And then he started to do other things.
Other things like what?
I told him I didn't want to have anal sex. And he started laughing. And then he did it anyway.
So you told him you absolutely did not want to have anal sex, but he did it anyway.
Yes. And when he was done, he threw money at me. I didn't take it. I was hurt. I was bleeding. I just ran out of the room. Eventually, the police picked me up and took me to the ER.
不料律师却辩护这是真娜的公关伎俩。
Once my client outed you as a prostitute, your career was over. So you accused him of rape, and now you are hoping to capitalize on your newfound and sordid celebrity status.
真娜当然否认了，可律师却抓住刚才她说喜欢被关注的话，进行了反驳，并推测真娜那晚肯定向广坤炫耀了身体。对此，真娜大方地承认了。不料律师话锋一转，称结果广坤并没被你的身体吸引，他说你肌肉太发达，太男性化，所以你控诉他是强奸，意图报复他。哪知这话顿时把真娜惹怒了。
How dare you? Who do you think you are? He said that he loved my body. Everyone tells me that they love my body. I am 5'9", 112 pounds.
眼见真娜有些失控，检察官赶紧申请休庭。不曾想真娜更加疯狂起来，竟当庭展示起了自己的身体，把大家都给吓到了。法官也生气了，好在检察官反应及时，立马冲上来给他遮住了。可真娜还在大骂广坤自己完美的身体不容得被贬低。结果他这么一闹，想打赢官司可是难上加难了。但警察却发现了不对劲，他们怀疑真娜得病了，她的情绪失控，性冲动和怒气可能另有原因，于是建议她去看医生。不料丈夫却阻止了警察，他坚称妻子只需要不停的训练，可情况好像越来越糟了，最后不得不同意了警察的建议。结果真娜确实病了，医生作证她得了躁郁症，是需要通过药物压制，却终身无法治愈的疾病。
An athlete like Jenna, her culture it lives in a place where there's competition and victory, and she must win at all costs. If she was experiencing mania, she would not take no for an answer. She would do what was ever in her power to prove she was right.
Like, say, taking off her shirt to prove that she had a beautiful body?
Yes, absolutely.
这也解释了真娜失控的原因。不料律师却又狡辩，先是让医生承认这样的病人会不会扭曲事实，而医生也确认有这个可能。接着律师又引导疑问真娜被拒绝后会不会想象出一桩强奸指控来维持内心的疯狂状态，而这当然有可能，不过可能性极低。医生认为他更倾向于将强迫假定为是自愿的，而不是反过来，就好似是自我安慰一样。显然这话对律师很不利，他不敢再问了。而接着检察官又申请让真娜再次作证，不料律师却反对，因为他知道己方已处于劣势了。不过法官允许了，明天让真娜出庭。这下广坤可难受了。可就在真娜做好了准备之时，检察官突然带来了个消息，广坤想认罪协商了，他承认2级伤害罪，再被判2到5年徒刑。对此真娜也就见好就收了，而丈夫也同意了。最后这件案子就这么结束了，真娜也开始服药治疗了。至于下届奥运会也先放一放了，以后她会把重点放在好好生活上，而不只是运动。对此警察都为她感到高兴。而这个案子表明，每个人都有自己的隐秘与脆弱，没有完美的受害者，也没有绝对的恶人。可即便如此，罪恶也终将受到惩罚，而勇气与坚守终将照亮黑暗。